to the group yesterday, you can start the playlist now. If you do, then try and start it on the first song, which is Time Gone By, and then have it off shuffle so it plays in order, but it doesn't matter too much if you don't, or if you want to play your own music, you can do as well. So quite a few new faces on the map, well, on the virtual map this morning, so hello and welcome. We're going to start in a seated position. So seated, lotus in cross-legged position, whichever leg feels natural. And then see if you can lift the leg and see if you can put it on top of the opposite thigh. If you can't, then you can have the legs in front of you. You can even start lying down if you need to in the morning. My classes always start with stillness. So finding a place of stillness in a seated pose or laying down. If you are seated, then your hands are going to come to the knees, but we're going to turn the palms faced up towards the sky so that we're ready to receive the energy of the day. And then to start with this morning, we're just going to gently close the eyes. So now it is early in the morning, in a winter morning, easier to just want to go back to snooze. But just gently close the eyes and just find a place of stillness with a nice straight spine. So if you are seated, make sure that the shoulder blades are pinched together. The shoulders are dropped away from the ears. Try and have a nice big space in the chin and the chest. And we're just going to take a few moments in stillness to just notice what's happening with your body this morning. So especially if you're new to doing a morning practice or you've not done one for a while, the practice can feel quite different than if you've done it in the middle of the day or after work. So just starting to notice what your energy levels are like today. Check in with the body, so take like an internal scan of the body and just start to notice if there's any parts of the body that feel particularly achy or sore today, or equally any parts that feel really energetic. And then I want you to start to notice the natural rate of your breath. So we're not moving yet, we're just checking in with the body. What is the natural rate of the breath doing? It's likely to be quite shallow this morning, first thing in the morning. And then we're just going to start to engage with that breath. So we're going to start to take a deep inhale in through the nose for the count of 3. And then open your mouth and sigh it out. Inhaling deeply through the nose for 3, 2, 1. Keep the eyes closed if you can, and then exhale out. Inhaling deeply for 3, 2, 1. Open the mouth, sigh it out. This time we're going to bring the fingers to the ribs, so spreading the fingers. See if you can match them onto the ribs, so just underneath the chest, or just kind of above the line of the belly button. If you breathe in, you should be able to feel where the ribs are. Sorry, just add somebody else in. So it's finding the place of the ribs, and then we're just going to start to engage with this rib area to make sure that we're breathing for that area so that we can kind of lock that in for the rest of the practice. So keeping the eyes closed if you want to, or you gently blink them open. We're going to inhale deeply through the nose for the count of 3. I want you to notice if that rib area starts to engage. So we might be belly breathers, might be throat breathers. We want to try and inhale with the ribs starting to engage. And then this time you're going to seal the mouth shut, but exhale through the nose. So on the inhale in and feel the ribs rise, kind of feel the ribs starting to engage. And then on the exhale through the nose. Inhale deeply. Feel the ribs push into the hands at the side of the body. Feel that extension in the spine as the spine gets a little bit longer with the breath, and then exhale through the nose. This time we're going to hold. So you can keep your hands on your ribs if you like, or you can release the back of the knees. But we're going to inhale deeply through the nose. Feel that the ribs rise and the spine start to lengthen. Hold at the top of the breath. Feel them ribs starting to be active to keep all that breath in the body. And then exhale, release. So a bit tricky if you've not done it before, so don't worry too much if you're not getting the hang of it. Like everything, it takes practice, but just see if you can be a bit curious about where you breathe into the body. So one more, let's inhale together, 3, 2, 1. Hold the ribs, see if you can kind of bring the ribs in so they're nice and tight as you hold the breath. And then exhale through the nose. And then take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, stick your tongue out and sigh it out. One more, inhaling. Exhale out. Nice. Now if your legs are crossed, I want you to cross the legs the opposite way. If you did start in a lay down position, just prop yourself up and come to a seated position. Join us. If you can't cross your legs, you've got any knee injuries, you can have your legs straight out in front, or you can lean against a wall. The main thing is here that we've got a nice long spine to start with. So bearing in mind it is first thing in the morning and we're just trying to nice and gently warm up the body. Hands are going to come to prayer at heart center. Keep your hands in towards your heart, gently look towards your hands. And I want you to make one intention for the rest of the class. So maybe one bit of tension in the body that you're trying to release, or maybe just trying something different. Whatever it is that brought you to the mat today, just keeping that intention in your heart for the rest of the practice. And the most important thing for my classes, I would always say, and I'll remind you many times, just listen to your own body. It's not about the pose that you're in, it's about how it feels for you. And you'll get a lot further if you start to listen to the body rather than pushing too far. And then on the inhale, you're going to release the hands either side of the body, sweep the palms up towards the sky, meet at prayer above the head, and then on the exhale, you can melt it down to the heart. So we're going to do that again, but remembering the ribs that we talked about a moment ago. Inhale, reach up. Breathe into the ribs, and then exhale, bring the hands down. And again, inhale. As you reach up, look up towards the hands. And then as you exhale, follow the hands with the gaze down to the heart. Inhale, reach up. This time, reaching further up towards the sky. And then exhale down. This time, we're going to hold. So on the inhale, we're going to reach towards the sky. Hold at the top. Keep your gaze on the hands. Hold the breath. Use them ribs to be nice and tight to keep the breath in. And then exhale, release. This time releasing the left hand to the side of the body. On the inhale, you're going to inhale the right hand towards the sky. Kind of dropping the right shoulder so that it's not too close to the ear. We want a little bit of space between the right shoulder and the right ear. And then take a deep breath in. Look up to the right hand. And then on the exhale, you're going to slide that left hand away from you and see if you can reach over towards the left of the right hand. So a couple of important things here. That left hand should just be there to kind of guide you. We don't want the weight into the left hand. We want the right hand to be active, pulling up towards the sky. Imagine you're trying to show your armpit to somebody in front of you, which would never ever happen. But see if you can make sure that the arm isn't in front of the face. We want the arm behind the face so the chest is facing forward. And then you can look up to the right hand if that feels nice. It doesn't feel great for my neck, so I'm going to look at the left hand instead. And we're going to breathe and reach a little bit further. So on the inhale, reach that right arm a little bit further. And then exhale, you're going to keep the body where it is, but you're just going to release that right hand to the side of the body, so it might not touch the floor. Keep the body still, and on the inhale, bring that right arm, reach towards the sky. Feel as if you're trying to stretch an elastic band out down the right side of the body. And then exhale, bring that right arm down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. One more. Inhale, reach up. Breathe in deeper than you've ever breathed before. And then on the exhale, use that right hand and come back to a neutral spine. Take a couple of rolls with the shoulders just to even out any tension to be released. And then the same on the opposite side. So left arm reaches up towards the sky. Right hand on the ground, but just kind of grazing the top of the ground. Inhale, look up to the left hand. And then exhale, let's reach over towards the right. So we're really focusing on the side body here, and this will help you get that rib breath as well. Pretty sure rib breath is not a technical term, but it's my term. Inhale, look up to the left hand, and then reach towards that right side. You can look to the right hand if that feels better for the neck. Remember that the chest is facing forward, so you might tip page forward a little bit. See if you can bring that left arm back. On the inhale, reach a little bit more towards the right, and then on the exhale, keep the body where it is, but just release that right hand. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Inhale, this time we're going to hold. So inhale, reach up. Really breathe into that left rib. And then on the exhale, I want you to walk the hands in front of you. So option here to keep the legs crossed, or you can release them in front of you like a V. And you can have them in front of you straight up, whichever one you want. Even butterfly as well, if anyone who's butterfly so with feet together. I'm going to keep them in cross-legged this morning. And we're just going to start to gently fold over. So depending where you are with any injuries, you're going to start up nice and straight, and then you're going to find your limit. So walking forward with the hands. And I want you to get to the point where you should never feel pain, but you should start to feel that you're getting a stretch in the hips and the top of the legs. And it might be that you can come with the forearms on the floor. You can even place the forehead if you can meet there. It's first thing in the morning, so I'm going to guess that most of us are probably right up about here, and that's okay. You're just going to tuck your chin to your chest, take a deep breath in, and then on the exhale, just let that chest fall a little bit further. So the breath will create space for us. That's why it's a magic. Take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, just let that top body, the top half of the body, just fall over the body a little bit, over the legs a little bit more. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. So even when I'm not cueing you to breathe, see if you can breathe in deeply through the nose and out through the nose. And then on the next inhale, gently walk the hands back, releasing the feet in front of you if they're cross-legged, and then you're just going to drop the knees from side to side. And then we're going to look the opposite way. So we're going to drop the knees to the left, and then you're going to look to the right. Drop the knees to the right, and then look to the left. So let's do this with the breath. So let's inhale, knees to left, look to the right. Exhale, swap sides. Inhale. Exhale. So it's quite difficult to connect with the breath in the morning, but see if you can breathe really noisy. So like through the nose, so you're really forcing the breath in the body. A couple more each side at your own pace. Nice. And then when you're ready, cross the legs, roll forwards, and we're going to come to all fours. So anyone with a knee injury, we're not going to be spending long in here. But if you need to, you can just come straight up to downward dog. So in tabletop, making sure that you've got your wrists directly under the shoulders, so we're not too far forward or back, and the knees directly under the hips. And then we'll just take a couple of cat-cows. So we look in between the hands. In cat-cow, make sure that you've got a gentle bend in the knuckle. So as if you're trying to grab the top of a jam jar, which is the ground, just gently bend in the knuckles so that you grip the floor. On the inhale, you're going to gently look towards the sky, drop the belly button towards the ground, so the spine C shapes. And then in the exhale, you're going to tuck your chin to your chest, look towards your knees, and push the ground away from you. So we inhale, look up. Exhale, down. On the inhale, look up, really drop that belly button towards the sky as if you're trying to show a tail off your bum. And then on the exhale, push the hands into the floor as if you're trying to push something away from you. Feel that stretch in the back of the shoulders. So moving through these at your own pace. Option to add in a little elbow dip. So you can dip the head to the ground. Inhale, exhale. Just makes it a little bit more fiery. But as always, listen to the body and take it slow if that feels right for you. And then when you're ready, coming back to a neutral spine. And then you're going to gently tuck the toes. We're going to bring the weight back into the heels. And then first of all, we're just going to see if we can lift the knees off the ground. Really grab the floor with the hands with that micro bend. And then see if you can lift the hips and the knees to the sky, come into downward dog. So in downward dog, the feet should be about hip width distance. The main thing is that we've got a straight spine. So really lift the hips towards the sky. Push the head towards the feet. So we don't want the head towards the hand, that's more like plan. We want a V shape, so the head is more towards the feet, so like as if the chest is magnetized to the top of the thighs. And then I want you to just gently pad the heels out. So if you're super flexible in the legs, your heels might be on the floor. If not, like most people, then you'll be tension at the back of your legs, so just gently pad left to right towards the ground. And then together, let's come up onto the heels on the inhale, up onto the tiptoes on the inhale. And then on the exhale, let's melt the heels towards the ground. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, heels down. Inhale, tiptoes. So really use the breath. Exhale, down. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, down. Last one we're going to hold. So inhale, tiptoes, and then on the exhale, melt the heels down, but hold the heels close to the floor as you can. Use the breath here for 3 deep breaths. So if your mind's starting to wonder or you're feeling a little bit unsure what you're doing, then just connect back in with the breath. 1 more deep breath. And then you're going to gently lower the knees to the ground. Feet are going to come together. I want you to come to a quick child's pose. So child's pose is knees wide, mat width, feet together, and then you're going to walk the hands out in front of you. You can either make a fist with the pillow with the fists for your forehead, or you can relax the forehead into the mat. Close down the eyes here, and for a second, we're just going to connect back in with the breath before we start to move again. So downward dog especially can be quite energetic of a morning, literally turning ourselves upside down. Take one more deep breath. And then when you're ready, very gently walk yourself back up. Coming back to tabletop, we're going to very briefly come back through downward dog, some heels back towards the bum. Lift the hips. And then I want you to walk the feet to meet the hands. Sounds a lot easier than it actually is. So walk the feet to the hands so that you come to a forward fold. So in forward fold, we're hinged at the hips. Imagine the chest is kind of magnetized towards the top of the thigh. So you want to bend in the knee here to protect the lower back. So really nice, generous bend. Try and get the chest as close as you can towards the top of the thigh. The main thing here as well is have a straight spine. So release the hands in front of you and then just start to sway the hands from side to side. So depending where you hold tension in the body, I really feel this in my thighs, especially as I move from side to side. Just starting to notice where you feel the tension. Continuing to breathe, deep inhale in, exhale out. And then gently bring the hands back to stillness. We're going to keep a bend in the knee, but we're going to roll the spine up for the count of 10. So really slowly, 10, 9, 8. Slowly roll up with the head and then shoulders, the last thing to come and straighten up. And then as soon as you get to the top, we're going to go back down. So take one deep breath in. Tuck the chin to the chest first. Imagine you're rolling up a piece of paper, roll the head down, then the shoulders. And then let the arms use gravity to let the body just fold over as much as it can. Hold there for one breath when you fold as much as you can. And then on the inhale, we're going to roll up. So 10, 9, 8, 7. Really slowly. 3, 2, 1. And then for a second, just start to kick out the legs and the hands, shaking off any energy that was brought up. And then come into mountain pose. So in mountain pose, you can be stood at the top of your mat. I'm just standing this way to face you. Feet are together, knees are together, and I want you to imagine your legs are like one strong unit. So really squeezing the thighs together. Hands are either side of the body. We roll the shoulder blades down the back. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Imagine you've got a nice big breakthrough between the chin and the chest. Nice straight spine. Just hold here for a second and just connect to the breath. So the mind's starting to wander. Pick something to focus on in front of you. Imagine you're stood nice and tall, making yourself stand a little bit taller. Lengthening them ribs if you can get a little bit more length in the spine. Take 2 deep breaths in. Using the breaths as energizing breath this morning. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll back down to a flat back. So this time you can take your feet kind of like 1 or 2 steps away from each other. And then on the inhale, take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, tuck the chin to the chest. This time we're going to roll back down, but you're going to come to a flat back. So your hands should be round about your knees. And you're going to imagine someone's got a tray on your back. The tray of your favourite drinks, if that helps you keep it nice and still. Engage the shoulders away from the ears so the back's nice and straight. And I want you to imagine that someone's got like a invisible cord on your bum and they're kind of pulling it away from you. So you're getting that length in the spine. On the inhale, you're going to bring the hands above the head. So you've got a little extension to that tray. And then on the exhale, you're going to release the hands and fold over a little bit. On the inhale, straight back, arms above the head. Exhale down. Your breath's going to get you through this. So inhale, reach up. Exhale down. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down. Nice. And then we're just going to float that right hand in front of you, kind of in front of the face. And then on the inhale, you're going to bring that left hand towards the sky and twist to the left. Hold there for 1 breath. And then gently release that left hand. Place the left hand in front of the face. Release the right hand to the sky and twist to the right. Gently release the hands. And then let's come up to standing this time for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give the shoulders a roll. Give the legs a kick out. Maybe stomp the feet on the ground a little bit to feel more grounded. And then we're going to come to a cross-legged standing pose. So really focusing on getting that extension so that we can fold over the body a little bit more. So right foot's going to come into the ground and you're going to cross the left foot over the right foot. So left leg is in front of the right leg. And for now, I want you to put your hands on your hips and just stand nice and tall. Again, try and get that length and the extension through the spine. It'll really wake the body up. And then you can bring your hands to prayer at heart center, or you can keep them next to the hips. And then in the inhale, I want you to stand nice and tall. And then the exhale, we're just going to fold the hips over them legs. So you might not get very far if you've got tension in the legs. Doesn't matter where how far you fold over. What matters is that you feel safe in the pose. You can just feel that stretch in the legs. If you can't feel the stretch, then imagine that bum pulling away from you. So just gently pushing that bum kind of away from you. Lengthen the spine and then melt the chest towards the top of the thighs a little bit more. Take 2 breaths here. Because we're upside down, let's open the mouth and sigh it out. And then on the inhale, bend the knees to protect the lower back, and then just gently come back up to standing. And then give the legs a kick out before we change sides. So this time, left foot stays where it is, and then right foot goes over and across the legs. So if that's enough for you, if that's giving you a stretch, then that's fine. You can stay where you are. It is 7:30 in the morning, so you've just got to listen to what your body wants. Otherwise, you're going to join me by lengthening that spine. So literally, even just by bringing our awareness and making our spine nice and tall, we can create some space in that stomach area, which quite often we can hunch over if we're on a laptop or a computer. So making yourself nice and tall, and then fold over at the hips. Find where you fold over to. So on this side, I just noticed that I fold a little bit further than the opposite side. So just be a little bit curious with what's happening in your body. Hold there for 3 breaths. Open the mouth because we're upside down. Get rid of any of that stagnant energy. 1 more deep breath. And then when you're ready, you're very gently going to bend the knees, come back up to standing. Gently release the legs. Now we're going to come back to the mat to finish the practice in a cross-legged position. So option to come down whichever way you want to. If you want to join me, you're going to come down in a squat, a toe squat. So standing on the mat, you're going to come up onto your toes. See if you can get your balance, that's the main thing. Hands are going to come to prayer heart center, which should be able to keep your balance a little bit more. See if you can bring the knees and the thighs together, and then see if you can very gently lower down, keep them heels off the ground. And then you can just come back to the mat and then find cross-legged. So if you want to finish this in standing, you can do as well. I'm just finishing it in seated this morning because that feels better for me. But it's only a short 30-minute class this morning, so making sure that you do what's best for you throughout the practice. There's no point doing what's best for somebody else because our needs won't be met and our bodies won't get the chance to feel energized on a much needed midweek in January during a pandemic. So find a comfortable seated position. If you've crossed your legs and you've not even thought about it, I want you to change the legs over. So I always put my right foot on top. So I'm just going to put my left foot on top just so that I'm not getting any misalignments. So if you sit in a seated position, see if you can grab the flesh of the bum cheek and just lift it up so that the base of the pelvis is really sitting into the bones. So we're going to finish with a pranayama exercise today. So I've noticed from speaking to people like in work and locally, everyone is feeling a really shift in energy at the moment. Everyone feels quite drained. A lot of people are reaching lockdown burnout points, just feeling like it's Groundhog Day. So pranayama is basically a breath exercise, which is really good for basically breath is life, is oxygen, we can live without it. But the way that we breathe says a lot about everything about the way our body works. So we're going to finish with a pranayama exercise so that we can finish the practice feeling nice and energized. So first of all, finding a straight spine. If you're standing, that's fine, but just make sure that you're standing up nice and tall. See if you can inhale the shoulders up towards the ears and then roll them back, pinch the shoulder blades together, and then see if you can keep them with that nice straight posture. Again, remembering them ribs, seeing if you can create a little bit of space in the side body. Option with the hands here. We're going to place the palms faced up. You can place them in front of the belly button with one palm on top, with one hand on top of the other, or you can place them on the knees. If you want to, you can create a mudra, which is the OK sign, the thumb and the next finger, resting the back of the hands into the knees. I want you to keep the eyes open for this because we're going to be finishing ready today. But I want you to pick something to look at. So you can either look at me on the camera if that's in your eye line, or you can pick something just in front of you on the floor. So we're going to pick a focus point so that the eyes can settle on that point. So before we start the pranayama exercise, just taking a couple of deep breaths in and out through the nose. Remembering yourself here what your intention was at the start of class. And then we're going to start to lengthen the inhale through the nose. And then we're going to force the exhale out through the mouth. So you can pierce your lips and your teeth here if you want to, or you can have an open mouth. But we're going to do it quite quick. So we're going to inhale in, exhale out, in, out, in, out, in, out. So doing it at your own pace. If that feels too fast, then you can slow down. Otherwise, keep the pace with me. So really push it out with the exhale, and with the inhale, really forcefully take more breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Keep going for 5 more breaths. Keep that focus point on whatever it is that you're looking at. And then release. Gently close down the eyes. Notice any sensations in the body. Gently blink the eyes open. And then let's do that one more time. Inhale in, exhale out. In, out, in, out. Really pump the belly with that air. So in, out. Try and remember no one's watching, no one's looking what you're doing. So really use the chance to really pump as much oxygen in the body as you can. Keep going. 5 more. Really kickstarting the day with a nice heavy breath exercise. 1 more. And then just close down the eyes. Notice any changes in the body, any sensations. If you feel lightheaded at all, then just making sure you take a deep, long breath through the nose. And then on the inhale, bringing the hands above you towards the sky. You can keep the eyes closed if that feels nice, but you can gently blink the eyes open. We're going to inhale, reach towards the sky, and then on the exhale, you're going to bring the elbows either side of the hips. Palms faced forward with a nice cactus arm bend in the elbow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down. You can use the mouth open here, or you can inhale in through the nose, exhale out through the nose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down. See if you can move fluidly. So inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So just creating some fire in the shoulders before we start on with our day. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. And then on the next one, you're going to gently bring the hands to prayer at heart center, keeping your thumb in towards the chest bone, so kind of pushing the thumb in towards the chest. See if you can push the hands into each other, so you've got a nice bit of tension in between the hands. And then you're going to rub the palms of the hands together. Rub them so hard that you create some heat. Keep going, see if you can feel that energy that you create from the palms. And then I want you to place the palms over the eyes. Keep the eyes open, but just cover the eyes, palms. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Gently take your gaze towards your hands, just starting to reflect on how you felt when the alarm went off this morning. Do you feel any different than after that half-an-hour practice? Being grateful to yourself and each other for waking up and starting the day with movement and breath. And obviously grateful for the yoga practice to keep us going through this pandemic and lockdown. And then on the inhale, you're going to take your hands, keep them at prayer, but just take them above the head. On the exhale, gently bring the thumb to the third eye, so just in between the eyebrows. I hope that you have kind thoughts to yourself today. Gently bringing your thumb down to your lips. I hope you have kind words and patience for others. And gently finishing with the hands at prayer at heart center. I hope you know today that you always were, always will be enough. Gently gazing your head towards your hands. And then the intention that you set at the start of class, I'm just going to see if you can adapt that attention to the rest of the day, to see if you can start to connect with the breath and the rib area of the body a little bit more today. Lengthen the spine even when you're stood waiting for tea, feeling nice and tall and strong. As always, thank you very much for choosing to start the day and also giving me a reason to get up early as well. Bowing to the practice and to each other. If it feels right for you, just gently taking your head towards your hands in prayer. Namaste. That went too quick. But it is 8 o'clock. Hope everyone has a lovely day.
Thank you, Anna.
Thanks for joining.
Cheers,
Thank
Anna.
you.
See you later.
Hope you enjoyed it.